I'm the best in the world.
What I'd like to have right now.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Because I was right when I was cool.
Are you ready?
It doesn't matter!
Oh, I said, are you ready?
I'm a sexy beast, baby!
I was up all night.
And I'm
Welcome, everybody. It's another Tuesday night here on the For Life podcast. I'm your host, Jesse the Bashi Ventura.
Along with Lord Alfred Shays here at Penthouse Paradise, Tuesday Night Titans edition of For Life podcast. Lots going on the last couple days, and because it's midweek, who knows what else is going to go down, but a lot of interesting things. Should we talk about Raw first, or do you want to talk about our fantastic dinner? Our dinner with wrestlers on
We
Friday?
can save that for the second segment.
We'll
We'll
save
do
that for the
WWE
second
stuff now.
Just help me fill in the blanks here, I guess. So I caught Raw, well, the YouTube parts, because now trying to watch it in its entirety on YouTube is a waste. It seemed like a better show than last week, but a lot of people are saying it wasn't that great, and it didn't do 4 million viewers because it had Love and Hip Hop and the playoffs still.
What, last night?
Yeah. It
And
only
also
did
it was
three-
pre-recorded.
It only did 3 and change.
And it was also
Of
pre-recorded.
course, yeah, the pre-recorded one. The London Raws don't really do that great.
Yeah.
The last one that I remember doing good, top of my head, is the one with Cena Michaels,
Well, yeah.
right? Because that main event got out and everybody was saying it was amazing, which it was. Excuse me. I saw the main event. It looked like the Rollins-Batista match was good.
Yeah, it was pretty
before
good.
that quick thing. It had a decent ending to it. I just wish Ambrose would kind of shine a bit more. So that seemed great. The Adam Rose segment I didn't like at all. Because Jack Swagger threw the absolute worst 2 strikes I've ever seen.
I think minus the physical altercation, I think
oh well, yeah. I mean,
if they would have held out 2 more weeks to debut him last night, I think that would have been a great idea because he was really over last night.
Correct.
The song was over. I think it came off really weak the last 2 weeks. I don't think they did anything significant to push this. I don't think this Jack Swagger feud needed an extra 2 weeks. I think they could have had vignettes and maybe Zeb just could have cut a promo on him and started talking about him or something like that. You know?
it was cool. I mean, the verbal part was fantastic. But just like, Swagger threw that horrible punch.
Yeah.
And then, if Adam Rose was to come back and Swagger, he did the spear and a takedown or whatever, it would have been cool to see him hit a different move, perhaps a finisher. I just didn't like the physical altercation, but everything else was pretty funny. Zeb, of course, was money on the mic.
Of course. I mean, I feel like he's going to have kind of like the Fandango where he's going to be over in a few towns. People are going to like the song, but other than that, he's not really going to get over.
Right.
I feel like even then, Fandango did have a tough side to him or an aggressive side to him. That kind of when he first started feuding with Jericho and he would attack him. I feel like there's no aggressive side to Adam Rose. There's nothing that makes me think he's going to kick my ass. I feel like he's going to take some acid and just bounce around the ring.
Or offer you his lollipop.
Exactly, and I don't. At least with Fandango, once he would do the dancing, but he also had that aggressive side.
Right.
Even back with other dancing acts, there's Brodus Clay. Brodus Clay, he came out, did his dance when he first started, but then he would squash the guys in minutes and kick ass.
The Dicks would come out, do their dancing thing, and dance like the Dicks, and then you would get beat by a couple of Dicks.
Yeah.
Come on.
I just feel like there's nothing. I feel like you can do the dancing gimmick, but you also have to be believable in the ring.
He's 50 Cent's biggest fan. He comes out and he offers you to lick the lollipop. That's it. That's all I gotta say. The segments I saw. I love Summer Rae's comeback.
Yeah.
Love Summer Rae's comeback. Apparently London didn't, but I love Summer Rae's comeback. It was great. And I want to see them. It's good for Layla because Layla has done nothing since she's been gone for nobody knows why. Is it me or the outfits they're putting Layla in making her look fat?
I don't know. I mean,
the one she wore last week was good. It was really hot. But I was like,
I mean, surprisingly,
and I met her, so I'm like, she's not that big.
Yeah, I saw her last year at Access. Surprisingly, none of the Total Diva girls have been getting much attention on TV. Considering the show is still on, I mean, usually when the show's not on the air, they don't really get the
I
attention.
know they're on Main Event a lot because I watch Main Event, and
Okay.
if there's any divas on the show, they're Total Divas.
Okay.
And just speaking of Total Divas, real quick, what do you think about Eva Mendes being on the show? I love it.
Eva Mendes?
Was it? Oh, Rosa Mendes. Rosa Mendes.
I'm
Why do
saying
I always do that?
If
with their
Eva
names?
Mendes is
Oh
on the
my
show.
god.
I mean, like when I told my girlfriend earlier, I sent her the link to like an article saying that she's going to be in the show. I said, "Who the hell is Rosa Mendes?"
That's a benefit, though.
I
That's
mean,
gonna
I
fix
think-
that problem.
I think kind of like when Summer Rae came in, she was a current character and she was pretty relevant. I feel like, honestly, I don't remember the last time Rosa Mendes was in a storyline or
WrestleMania 30.
that doesn't even. I mean, as far as like,
Well, I mean, once they broke up Primo and Epico, she was pretty much on her own, and she was always on and off
Yeah.
from there. Didn't they have her in like a managerial type thing, or as like the love interest of a manager or some garbage like that? They might have. I don't remember. I think that sounds about
I know
right.
when the Miz was feuding with Fandango, he used her as his dance partner.
Right. And then that was it. And then she was gone for a hot minute. She was in rehab. She
Well,
had a couple things happen to
on
her.
Review of Raw, they were saying that it would be cool if they had like Michael Hayes as her love interest on the show.
Oh, because of what happened. I mean, that would be. I mean, it's not like Michael Hayes is an active competitor, but he could still win a gimmick battle royal. So yeah, I'm excited for her.
You telling me you wouldn't want to see Michael Hayes on Total Divas? You'd watch every week.
Absolutely, I would never miss an episode if Michael Hayes was on there. He's a diva himself. He's total freebird. I love it. He should take over the damn show. That was all I saw from Raw. I know they had the Beat the Clock challenge, and it came out that RVD won.
It wasn't even that good. I mean,
Yeah, Big E won in,
considering
like, 3
previous
minutes, right?
ones where it's like they're tight on time and they make it, or who was that one that?
Well, I mean, with a 3-hour Raw, the
What was
matches
that-
should
that
be like
one-
4 minutes.
that one Beat the Clock challenge where Super Crazy won a match and he was leading the scoreboard for most of the show.
Oh my god, in like 07, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Who did he beat? He was.
I don't remember. He was super and he was crazy. So it was super crazy for me to have remembered. I don't know, but yeah, yeah. Wow, that wouldn't even slip me by. Yeah, it didn't seem like the best. Bad News Barrett, super over.
Yeah.
Love that segment. I didn't get to see Cesaro Heyman.
I thought basically he came out. He was gonna do the whole. The fuck was that? Was that you breathing into the mic?
I might have. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I know I won't breathe.
He did the whole. He was gonna do the whole Brock Lesnar,
Uh-huh.
and then the crowd started chanting it, and then he stopped, and then he laid down on the floor, and he said, "Who am I?" And he's like, "No, I'm not the Queen. I'm not Queen Elizabeth finally dropping dead. I'm the Undertaker at WrestleMania 30." So it was pretty good.
Brilliant. By the way, if you have not seen the trailer
Oh,
for
man.
the Paul Heyman Blu-ray that is coming out, do so. It's that good. The trailer, for Christ's sake, is very, very good. What were your overall thoughts of Raw? Was it better than last week? And I know we were talking about last week didn't seem good.
I feel like the last couple weeks have been like they'll have their high points, and then there'll be parts where I'm just like not paying attention.
I think it's the same issue that I brought up last week of them just focusing on the main storylines too
Yeah.
much, and
But then when they throw matches out there that, like, even if it's a pretty decent match, like the result doesn't really mean anything.
right, because it's never a clean finish.
Oh yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I did see the Cena Luke Harper.
Okay.
I saw that on YouTube. That looked like it was a good match.
Yeah.
It was a little tough because there was a lot of like interference in the ring, but they didn't hit the parties involved for a while.
Yeah.
But I thought the ref could have been more involved and at least kept yelling at them to get out. But that whole deal came out pretty cool,
Yeah.
and it was the ending of the show, right?
Yeah.
And then
And surprisingly,
that came out pretty good.
somebody who was absent on last night's show, Kane.
Yeah. Now that you say that, no Kane at all.
Considering I was hyping up
Yeah,
May
and I
19th
was
all
really-
day.
Yeah, wow. And I was looking forward to hearing about it. Wow, they should have done something with that.
At least,
Their
I mean,
angle was the
WWE
best
was
one.
posting up on Facebook like the history of May
His
19th.
rampage, yeah.
Yeah, so I
saw
thought
that.
I thought they could have at least done something, or even the
Even,
fact,
if it wasn't related to the title, he could have been out, right?
yeah, or even if it was really the fact that Stephanie teased giving him the belt and said no, that could have sent him on a little rampage, even if he beat up a few jobbers or something.
Mick Foley brought up a very good point.
That he's bringing about the fanny pack?
No, screw him and his fanny pack. Considering what's been going on with WWE's finances and stocks, and which we'll get into in the show, was it smart to have Triple H and Stephanie on the show being their on-character selves?
What do you...
His point is that the WWE fan sometimes believe that those people that are on the television screen, particularly Vince McMahon, is the same person you would run into in the street. That the line is very blurred between Mr. McMahon and Vince McMahon, between Triple H and Paul Levesque, between Stephanie and Stephanie McMahon.
So
outside
then that's
the
saying
ring.
that. Then you're saying that about every character.
That's what he's saying. That's the WWE fans. The line is very, very blurred. That if I see Vince McMahon in the street, depending on what he's doing on television, he's likely to be the biggest, most evil man I've ever met in my life.
I mean,
I got his point, but at that same time,
I feel like
that's like saying if I meet Robert Downey in the street and he doesn't have his Iron Man suit on,
that's
I
what I'm
should be
saying. If you're
disappointed.
meeting an actor and they're not their character, it's like,
That's like, so if I see Liam Neeson, he's supposed to threaten me?
if I see Michael C. Hall, is he gonna fucking strap me to a bed and cut me up? Like,
So, I don't know. I saw where he was getting at, but he should have known better than to have been so bothered by it. That was my issue. Anybody that's even met those guys once, there's tons of, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting for him to put up.
The one time I met Triple H, cool as fuck.
Yeah,
that was
when
like 12 years ago.
I got to meet
Stephanie
Triple H.
said hi to me. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I haven't met Vince, but
Vince was very nice when I saw him outside of the hotel. He was super nice. He was just in a hurry to get to SmackDown. And he wasn't rude to anybody. He was just 1, 2, 3 in and out, and he had it set up so that he can do that.
I feel like if you're still in that mentality, then...
Yeah.
Exactly. That's to say that, 15 years ago the company was successful and Vince was the top heel in the company.
Exactly.
So that's not...
My nephew, who's 9, got to meet Triple H. It wasn't like he told him to buzz off.
Yeah.
Triple H let Connor the Crusher punch him in the face and bumped for him.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you need? Come on. Stephanie is the face of the Be a Star campaign.
Exactly.
She really is. So, I don't know. That's what he brought up in his blog, whatever the hell he's doing. Just sign the damn Legends deal, you stingy bastard. Being a video game so I can attack you.
Anything else from Raw?
No, I think we covered pretty much most of it.
Do you think it was a good idea to have Paige lose her first match in her hometown?
I heard, actually, she lost to Alicia. We were just talking about that before we got on the air. Why the hell did I bring that up? I didn't have a problem with it. It seems like...
she was dominated the whole match.
Alicia Fox needed to benefit. Paige is at a point where I don't think that loss could have hurt her.
Yeah.
Plus, her merchandise and Barrett's merchandise sold out like crazy. If she feels that bad about it, tell her to check the mail.
Yeah.
So, that's my view on it. Obviously, WWE liked what they saw last week, and they decided to run with it. Was it shocking? Yes. But clearly, Alicia Fox is going somewhere, and that's good for the division. Because what's missing is individuality.
Yeah.
Not every diva is an individual right now. What we have are the total divas, and essentially whoever the women's champion is. Those are the only individuals. And I think that's why I'm so happy about Rosa Mendez going to the show, because now she'll be an individual. Because all the total divas, they're known. They're all individuals. Their stock can't be any higher. So that's just my view on the situation. And, Paige is at a point now where she's in a pretty safe place. She could be a little more promoted, but she's at a pretty safe place. And Alicia Fox, good for her. Yeah. I just think that the best thing for the Divas division is to let them be known as individuals. You can't always have the total divas taking on the other divas.
Yeah.
Nor can you always have the total divas beating the other divas. It's just not right. So because they're on a reality show, they don't lose. Natalya was going on a string of losses.
Yeah.
Then she's on Total Divas. Totally different. It's not fair. So what if there was no Total Divas? She would still be getting her ass kicked?
Most likely.
Right?
Well, speaking of divas, CM Punk announced at the Cubs game that he's marrying AJ
That he's
next
marrying
month.
AJ. Did you get your invitation?
I'm still waiting.
I'm still waiting myself. But, yeah, next month. Kind of
Quick.
soon, huh?
So, I mean,
Do you think they'll have a live sex celebration?
I
A
mean,
straight edge sex celebration?
what's a straight edge one?
Abstinence.
Huh?
Abstinence. That's my guess. I don't know.
CM Punk is far from
Oh,
absent.
yeah. So is AJ. I'm excited for him. I can't wait to see who's at the wedding.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting
Well,
for.
I saw the video from Luke Gallows' wedding.
Who he had? He had Punk,
Punk was there. AJ.
Storm, right? Not
Storm?
Dame Storm. Somebody from TNA was there, though.
I saw there was some
Bully Ray was there.
Bully Ray, Samoa Joe, Roderick Strong, Mike Knox, Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy was there.
His wife, Reby.
They're still married?
Yes.
Okay. Sure.
Zack Ryder.
Yeah, Ryder was there. I heard he had to miss a booking just to make it in time. Ryder had to miss a booking. It must have been pretty important if Ryder had to miss a booking. There was like 20 wrestlers there, right? So
Yeah.
It looked like a small wedding anyway.
Yeah.
It's probably a rumble.
I mean, he probably took advantage of the fact that he was in the States for the
yeah.
shows. Well, I think his wife was also a wrestler, Amber O'Neil.
Yeah, on the indies. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
both. Yeah, they're right now that I know of. They're a married wrestling couple. Mike Bennett and Maria Kanellis are dating. Then we have TNA.
I'm not sure.
Magnus and Mickey James are
Having a kid.
having a kid.
Beth Phoenix and Edge had a
Beth
kid
Phoenix
a while
and Edge
back.
had a kid. Al Snow is his wife is an indie wrestler.
Apparently, Lana and Rusev date.
Yeah, Lana and Rusev are dating now.
Rusev crush.
Which broke my heart.
I know. Let's have a moment of silence.
All right, I'm good now.
All right.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense. I don't think he's attractive though.
Who?
Rusev.
Oh, hell no.
I think he's fucking ugly. I'm not gonna say he's buff ugly, but I think he's fugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're buff ugly, that's pretty heavy. But I will say he's fugly. It's the porn goatee. That's what it is. And the hair and the stuff.
I don't know what it is, but
I don't know what it is.
congratulations.
Yeah. Be DLC in the next game, Rusev. I'll kick your ass then. Real tough guy. I am. WWE stock. Friday. Bad day for WWE stock.
Yes, bad day for Vince.
What was the reason again that the stock tanked?
Because they were expecting to either double or triple their TV deal.
Right, it was the TV deal. Right.
And then they only got $200 million.
Right. And it's for less than 5 years. Apparently, all the deals that were announced were for less than 5 years, including all of the deals that NBC Universal picked. To be honest with you, I was genuinely surprised early in the week when the news leaked out that they were gonna re-sign.
Yeah.
A, because I knew they were gonna get sure enough. A, because I knew they were gonna get a shitty deal.
Yeah.
And B, I just felt like they were gonna get ripped off. I genuinely think that had they gone to Spike TV, they would have been offered whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that because I genuinely do think that Spike no longer wants TNA.
I don't think anybody wants
Right.
TNA.
Right. Obviously, GFW doesn't want TNA. So that was a big deal, and it tanked to $340 million at the close of business. Vince McMahon was no longer a billionaire. Just for the record, if Vince McMahon was to cash all of what he owns in the stock market, he would be a billionaire. Just saying. Not his WWE stock. Something that people don't know is his corporate portfolio came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Of the stocks that he and Linda own. If they cash out the stocks that they
Oh,
have,
I'm sure, yeah.
he'll be a billionaire tomorrow. What was the other issue that happened with the stock market that I cannot remember? Cash
Maybe
out
the
$340
low
million.
numbers on the network?
Not just that. Oh, well, we'll get to the network numbers in a minute. And I just left my fucking head just like that. Stock, the numbers tanked. Oh, and apparently a major investment firm who is a majority shareholder in WWE stock. Obviously, the largest stockholder is Vince himself, rightfully so. Wanted to investigate
Yeah.
and called for that emergency meeting on Monday. So, here are the highlights. When you are a majority stockholder or you own a certain portion, you can immediately call for a board of directors meeting. With a publicly traded company, though, you can call for a public conference call, which is what happened. And
Okay.
I
heard that you listened in. I was at
I
work.
had the privilege of listening in.
How did you get to listen? I've never listened to.
I've always wanted to, but whenever it happens, I'm not home.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, of course, I had a night shift, so I got to listen to it. You can call. There's a public phone number.
Okay.
And when you call, you have to give your name and your business. I just gave my name.
You didn't tell them you were part of 4 Life Podcast?
I did say that, but they said, we just need more information on your business because they check.
Okay.
So I just said, I'm just a fan. I'm just trying to listen in. They were like, okay, that's not a problem.
Okay.
And I did get to listen in. Sure enough, it was pretty cool. Definitely would like to do it again for the next one, which is in like 3 months. So, I came in the last 20 minutes. I'm going to read the notes that are on the dirt sheets. Vince McMahon spoke first. He said he's in London for Raw, speaking from a mobile phone, so if he has problems, he will call back. A lot of people were not expecting Vince to be at the Raw in London because normally for the conference calls, he's actually there in person. He said they were disappointed in the NBC Universal deal, but when you add up all of their TV deals, they almost doubled. It's not what they wanted. That's exactly what he said. Vince said the core business in terms of attendance and ratings are doing just fine, which is true, actually. This is one of the better last 3 to 6 month periods that they've had in quite some time with pretty significant ratings and with attendance as well.
Yeah.
And of course, he said they're still blazing new trails and they're confident that their business model will pay off in the future, which it likely will. Barros is up next. He talks about the money that WWE invested in the network, which has already been covered. He says they talked about spending $75 million on the creation of the network and $40 million on staffing the content. He talks about TV rights and fees negotiations. He explains the network's business model and says they believe they can bring in more revenue than they were through pay-per-view once the network hits 2.5 million subscribers. However, we all know the problem right now is hitting 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, they've barely hit 1 million.
But also keep in mind that WWE is not international yet with the network. That is a huge chunk of their problem right now. Now the Q&A is up.
I mean, I know people in Canada have access to it.
Oh, they do now?
But not, through, other ways. Through other means. I know some of the guys...
there's like a beta out? Or
I know some of the guys on the Law, they have access to the network.
Well, I mean...
I guess, I don't know if they use, an address in the States, or they go through, another service, or...
What I came up with, and I was telling people this at Access, is if you have a way of getting, a U.S. credit card...
Yeah.
On your gaming systems, you can just make an American account.
Uh-huh.
If I want to go back there and make an account for any country, I can. If I want to purchase something, though, I would need an international credit card.
Yeah.
So that's a downside. This is the Q&A portion. Vince said coming up with the network when they did probably have a negative effect. What the hell am I saying? Vince said coming out with the network when they did probably... Oh, no, this is actually typed terribly. Vince said coming out with the network when they had a negative effect on their TV negotiations. This is typed poorly, I'm sorry. He called it the chicken and the egg situation, because if they waited, they would have had to wait another year because WrestleMania season is the best time to launch, which is true.
Yeah.
They did pick a totally great time to launch. Plus, they gave it a whole month of its own life before Mania. The new TV deal with NBC...
Well, they also wanted to have it ready to go for Mania.
Also true. And plus, NXT was the tester, and they had no problems for Mania, which we all thought was going to happen. The new TV deal with NBC Universal will be for less than 5 years. The same goes for the other new TV deals. None are over 5 years. With ATT, I think they're trying to say AT&T, buying DirecTV, they said in their calls this morning that they'd be looking to invest in over-the-top content providers because that's the future. WWE has asked if they have had any talks with other partners. Vince talked about the over-the-top being the future and said WWE is wide open when it comes to listening and working with other partners. They have some technical difficulties with a caller and lose Barrios for a minute. Vince couldn't hear the caller's question.
I heard he started saying shit.
And couldn't get Barrios to answer. We hear Vince say shit. Several minutes later, they're finally back online. They were asked about...
Did you hear him say shit?
Huh?
Did you hear him say shit?
No. I was the last 20 or so minutes.
Okay.
So I missed that. This is about when I came in. They were asked about the high-end turnover rate of the network personnel. Barrios wouldn't get into specifics, but he said that they're happy with the network management and teaming with...
Didn't they just get rid of the guy in charge of the network?
The main guy, yeah.
Yeah.
But he said that they're happy with the management and teaming with MLBAM, which is the MLB network who runs it. They wouldn't give out the current network subscriber count, but said those numbers would be revealed each quarter. So my guess is that they're trying to see if they can get it internationally
Yeah.
for the next fiscal report. That's my guess. They were asked if the holiday season will be a time where they're looking to add a lot of subscribers, and Barrios said he sees every waking minute as a good time to add subscribers. This question is when I came in. Here it is. They had a few more questions, but that's it for highlights.
Did you ask if you can slide or not?
The questions that came in after that were pretty much answered by Barrios, because I honestly want to hear Vince McMahon's voice on my cell phone. Didn't happen. They were answered by Barrios, and they were just like stock questions.
Yeah.
And I honestly just didn't understand the lingo. The question that I want to ask, and then what happened was, do we have any more questions, Barrios goes. And the moderator was there, and he's like, no, I don't believe we do. And I pressed the prompt. What you could do is you could press star and then 1, and then you could ask your question. I think because I let the operator know that I was a fan is why I was not chosen. But if you play the phone call back, you hear the prompt like 3 times, because I pressed star and then 1 like 3 times. I just want to ask, is WWE ever going to put SmackDown live? Because a lot of people were expecting that with their new television deal. So I wanted to know, that was my question. That was my one question I want to know. It was not asked. I think another reason why, because they screen it, is because you remember the shit that would happen with Bite This?
Yeah.
Fans would like say stupid stuff about TNA and then hang up. Fucking pussies. And look where TNA is now. Through the roof. So I think that's why they decided not to go on me. Because the guy was like, oh, no. We don't have any more questions.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I can't slide. Huh? So.
No.
No. So that was it. I mean, it was pretty cool. You could do it anytime.
Okay.
They have the number on the corporate website. And that's it. You say your name, your business.
Yeah.
And call it a day. But, I don't think this is as big of a deal as they make it seem.
I mean, it's not like they're going to go out of business.
Well, I think the reason they're being investigated is because they see it as I think the investment firms see it as there's no reason why WWE should not be profiting right now. Even though they are profiting, just not as much as they wanted to. There's that. And then I also think that Stephanie cashing out her stock doesn't help.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing negative, because she's going to present her receipts and this and that. If she was legitimately remodeling her home, which I don't see what she was doing wrong, she's going to be fine. Plus, she was cashing in the stock when the stock was low.
Yeah, I was like,
cashing in the stock before it was like
before it reached like 30. Yeah. I think if she wanted to, if there was something behind it, she would have waited till it got higher.
Also, remember, Stephanie was the only one cashing in. It wasn't like all the McMahons were.
Yeah.
Or then Vince came a month and a half after that and cashed out his shit, and all of a sudden he's no longer the chairman and got out before anything got bad. So I just think when they do investigate, it's not going to be anything crazy.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it. Your thoughts on the stock and possible takeover of WWE someday?
I think
that's what everybody thinks.
I think 4Life should invest in some stocks now that it's
so
low.
Too. I think so too. I mean, I remember in high school when it was like $7, and I was like, man, if I had a better job,
it's close now.
I don't think it's gonna get lower than 10.
Let's see what it's at right now.
I think it closed at
because
10
like iPhone comes with this stock app.
Yeah, I have it.
And I can't get rid of it, so I was like, let me just follow WWE. It's at 1093.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go below 10.
But
I mean, it's common sense. I wish it's common sense. Let's say, for example, if you invest $50 and then the stock goes back to 20 and change, you're gonna get $100 back.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's pretty fair right now. I would invest. I mean, of course, depending on my pay period on my bills, I'd be willing to invest like $150. Me. That's just, and over time I could always add to it.
Yeah.
But it looks like, yep, 1093. They were down 3 cents, which isn't bad considering what they've been down. Also, their capital is at $821 million.
Yeah.
So if they lost $340 Friday and they were at $1 billion,
well, like a little over $1 billion then.
Right. So yeah, they're back up again. They're at a decent price. $8.21.
I'm not. I mean, this is a rough patch, but I'm sure they'll get
I
past
mean,
it.
you know, the poor people like us, we're like, they still got fucking money. They're fine.
It's like, oh, you lost $340 million.
I lost my MetroCard and I freak out. You know?
Yeah.
Like, what more do you want?
I'm lucky if I have $340.
Yeah, after our bills.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, you know, WWE. Also, another thing, you know, they can go back to being a private company.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have to be publicly traded. I don't know if the process is like easy or difficult.
Yeah.
But if they don't want to be publicly traded anymore, Vince could just take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's beneficial. I think financially, your company and you prosper if it's publicly traded.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Vince didn't see this kind of money during the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they weren't successful, because they were,
Mm-hmm.
but they weren't publicly traded until 01?
No, I think it was before that.
Was it 2000 or was it 2001?
Like when they were all at the stock market?
Yeah.
I remember like The Rock and Triple H, maybe like 2000.
Yeah, it's either 2000 or 2001.
Because I remember like The Rock, Triple H
Rock
were
was there. They had the ring.
Was China there?
China was there. Linda, Vince, Foley, Show.
So maybe like 2000.
Okay. Won't see that again. At least not with those people at the same time.
Yeah.
They should do a stock market reunion. That's what I'd like to see. Stock market reunion. What else we got for the first segment? We're doing good on time.
I think we did covered enough WWE. I mean, we've been getting some feedback over the last week from fans.
Can I hear the feedback, please?
I have on my Twitter, let me pull it up.
Please do.
I have two people that wrote to me saying that they look forward to our show every week.
Nice.
That's on Twitter. His
Shout
name
him
is at DunQ or William H. Bonney, and at Zach McCam,
I'm gonna try.
the one on the bottom.
Zach McCam.
All right.
Yeah, Zach McCam, and then DunQ.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
look-
William H. Bonney, aka at DunQ, and Zach McCam
I think he also likes us on Facebook.
on Facebook.
Yeah. And also Jay, of course, he's like our Brock Lesnar
Jay,
guy.
of course, our Brock Lesnar guy,
And,
and Paul. Can't forget Paul.
And Epi, who told me he's been listening to the podcast, he's a friend of mine from elementary school.
Nice.
We
Yeah, a lot of my friends listen to it, and you know Tyrone,
Yeah.
huge fan. You know,
used to-
Alex.
play with our Jack's action figures under the desk.
Oh,
and,
I was hoping that was going to be the end of that sentence.
and we, I know before there was the Wolfpack, we were the RWO, the Red World Order.
Okay.
And instead of the outsiders, me and him were the Shaders.
The
And I-
shaders? What the hell's a shaders?
I don't fucking know. And it was me, him, and Frankie. So,
Okay.
those are my shout-outs for the week.
Those are your shout-outs for the week.
So if you show us some love on Twitter, at 4Life Podcast, we'll shout you out in the show.
Oh, and make the major announcement about the T-shirt.
we
William,
follow
damn it.
follow back.
Yes,
If
we
you follow,
do.
If you follow us, our account on Twitter, we will follow you back.
I mean, don't follow Bosch. He doesn't need it. I need it. All right? Just follow me, damn it. At Ravishing Jones. And make the announcement about the T-shirt, please. 'cause
Okay,
we're having
we're-
a conundrum.
Yeah, we're no longer with Teesprings. They wanted us to sell a certain amount in a certain amount of time. That's too much pressure, so I went over to Redbubble. We can just sell the shirts individually there. I will add the link to this week's episode. The link, if you go to our homepage, 4Life Podcast, it's right there on the homepage. You can order the shirt any style, any color, whatever you want. Yep, you can get any color you want, except white because the word life is in white. But any other color besides white, you can get a sweater, kid's shirt, toddler, women's, men's, tank
Long
top.
sleeve, short sleeve?
Yep, whatever you want, you can get it. So it's a lot better over there. I ordered a Bullet Club shirt from there because they didn't have it at the Ring of Honor show this weekend, which pissed me off. But,
You know what I'm waiting for? I'm
what?
waiting for the 4Life dress shirt. That's
what?
what I'm waiting for.
The dress
The
shirt?
4Life dress shirt. I need that.
I think I need it too. I wear it to work.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we need it equally. That's fine.
And on Instagram at 4Life Podcast, 4lifepodcast.com.
4lifepodcast.com. When you listen to your podcast, you listen to it for life. Add your main man Bosch on his Twitter and Instagram feeds. If you want to add him on Twitter, you can find him at.
I am the Bosch.
If you want to find him on Instagram, you can find him at.
Same name.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the same name, not Bosch's name, at my name, at Ravishing Jones. That's
Whoa,
www.ivlife.
Triple H.
What?
You got the little Triple H.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with me. www.IVLIFEPODCAST.com. For Life Podcast. When you listen to your podcast, For Life. One more time. That's forlifepodcast.com. And now, redbubble.com/forlifepodcast. Get your t-shirts.
I'll put the link on the.
Get your t-shirts, links, and annotations on the website. On the homepage, get the t-shirt. Get in all your favorite shirt sizes and colors for the man, woman, and child.
All right. When we come back, I will be recapping
Ring of Honor War of the Worlds for everybody involved when we come back.
Dirty, sexy, slinky thing. Power over all with the love you bring. Spinning from your mind control. Shuffling around this deep, deep hole. All I ever really want, I never get it. All I ever really thought, I never said it. Dumb myself on whiskey and wine just to forget it. Baby, you won't leave me alone.
You are the one makes me scream and shout. I've got something for you. I can't compete. Why you still holding out? I've got something for you. I'm incomplete until I take you in. You're my blood and honey. I've got something for you. I've got something for you.
Never seem to have a care. Strolling through the world like it's just not there. Something's gonna have to give, 'cause I ain't gonna leave you alone.
You are the one makes me scream and shout. I've got something for you. I can't compete. Why you still holding out? I've got something for you. I'm incomplete until I take you in. You're my blood and honey. Come on my way. Don't you just pass me by. I've got something for you. I've got something for you. I've got something for you.
All right, folks, we're back on the For Life podcast. This past weekend was Ring of Honor's War of the Worlds alongside New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was their second show. I recapped.
Second of three, right?
No, just two.
Oh, just two?
I recapped their Toronto show last week, so if you want to check that episode out. I know a lot of people were saying that the Toronto crowd was hotter than the New York crowd. I guess, I mean, these are the people from the Law were saying this, but I guess they were in the opposite
Okay.
because they were at the show and they were watching us on Ustream, and vice versa. I was at this show, but I was watching the Toronto show on Ustream. But I think we were pretty hot throughout the show. I know there was some miking issues because whenever anybody cut a promo or did an
I
announcement,
heard that.
we couldn't understand what they were saying. The mic was really muffled.
That I heard.
I don't know if maybe that could have been an issue, but the crowd was pretty hot. I guess first we can start with Friday. Last Friday afternoon, it was a rainy Friday afternoon, but some of Ring
We
of
took
Honor.
advantage.
Yeah, we took advantage. We went to La Lucha. I know.
Fantastic place, by the way.
Yeah, last week we announced the Briscoes were going to be there, but I guess something happened that they were replaced with Adam Cole.
Their travel or something, right?
Yeah,
They're
Adam
gonna be
Cole.
there in time?
Yeah, ROH champion Adam Cole was there. TV
Television
champion
Jay Lethal.
Jay Lethal and former WWE writer Court Bauer was there. They were there from about 5 to 7. I went from work. When I got there, they were eating, so I let them eat. I didn't bother them until they were done. You got there a little bit after I did. Pretty decent food, nice place, Mexican mask all over the place, like a nice Mexican theme. I know Cheyenne at one point suggested they should have a projector playing all of Mia Mascara's movies, and I told them to turn around,
Turn
and it was
around and it was
right behind
on
them.
my right shoulder.
It was cool. We heard some interesting stories from the guys.
Just word of advice: if you do go to a restaurant, by the way, when they bring you that beautiful guacamole, you are going to be charged for it.
Yeah.
It's very good, and it
And also
feeds
the
like
waitress, the waitress was actually a wrestler in Mexico, but She doesn't know her wrestling
She doesn't
name.
know her wrestling name, and she didn't have her mask
Yeah.
with her at the time. And I'm pretty sure that Adam Cole hooked up with her that night.
If he did, good for him.
Yes.
So we heard some interesting stories from Jay Lethal
Oh,
about
you know my
TNA.
favorite one.
Which one?
My favorite one is the Conan one, the Truth Hoyts.
The Conan one was different. The Conan one was the Christy Hemme where they all skipped around and Conan was skipping
but
around.
he told one where
Yeah, he said that R-Truth and I guess wanted to team with Lance Hoyt and they wanted to call
Conan
their...
goes, they should be named the Truth Hoyts.
Oh, so Conan came up with that name. I thought Truth came up with that name.
No, Conan did. That was all Conan.
I thought that was pretty funny. Also, the story that I guess they were in England. Speaking of England, they were... Hopefully WWE gets better treatment than this. They were in England. They stayed at a shitty hotel. This was all from Jay Lethal a few years back. And Dixie and her husband rented out a mansion, and the bus would pick up the guys from the shitty hotel and then go to the mansion to pick up Dixie on the way to the hotel. Which makes me further hate that company.
Which apparently, according to him, they all could have stood at this mansion.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I had
Vince
a great
McMahon picks
yeah.
up the tab WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah. But overall, I had a great time. I thought they were pretty cool. Adam Cole was funny. Jay Lethal was funny.
Adam Cole was great. Jay Lethal was funny.
Court Bauer was cool.
He
I
was
finally,
cool.
I mean, I've been listening to him on
That was a big
podcast
thing
all
for
year.
you.
Yeah.
How about when I was like, Jay, you got Tanahashi, right? He's like, yep, I'm going to whip that motherfucker's ass.
No, he had Kushida.
Kushida. He's like, yep, I'm going to whip that motherfucker's ass. And then he was telling Cole, it's like, I hope you just hit him with the brain buster and be like, fuck your brain buster, bitch. He was great. They were cool.
Yeah. I mean, it was cool because I guess we go to these autograph signings or Access where it's kind of rushed. And like, okay, like I know Access is really rushed. Maybe autograph signings and autograph sessions like that. You can interact with the wrestlers and a little bit more, but there's still, if there's a long line, you don't get to. So it was cool to have like a moment where you can actually like just chill and relax with them. There weren't that many people, I guess, because of the shitty weather.
Like, honestly, we had dinner with them. Kind
Yeah.
of, to a major extent. It was really cool. And it was a down, those were
I mean,
really
I was
cool
worried
guys.
because the place was small and they were promoting it all week, but Court Bauer was telling me that.
And a lot of guys were in and out.
Yeah.
Which. Did the guy who got the United States title sign, was he eating?
I think he was eating. He was there.
So he got the special too.
Yeah.
I want to ask, like, what happens if you didn't get the special? Like, do you just pay them? I guess.
I mean, I think that was the compensation,
Right.
or that was the deal that they set up.
Like, if, all right.
I mean,
well, they didn't
Court
get the
Court
food.
told me that they did it once before there. I didn't hear about
Yeah,
it
I
when it
didn't
first
remember
happened.
when he said that. I was like, really?
And he said that the line was like out of the restaurant, and they had the downstairs section. I
Yeah,
mean,
the downstairs section for the last.
like I mentioned last week, I was worried that the place was too small, but luckily the weather was shitty, and I mean, he even told me that that he
both
wasn't.
our faces were like, seriously? When did we have it downstairs? When they said that?
Yeah, like I mean, he was kind of disappointed with ROH's promotion of it. I even told him, I was like, I first heard it on MLW, and then I saw ROH posted it the next day, and he was like, yeah, they did a shitty job promoting it. But
They did seem a little disappointed about the turnout,
Uh-huh.
but relatively grateful for those who did show up.
yeah, I mean,
They
I had
were
a
really
great
cool
time.
with that kid who wanted the belt signed.
Yeah.
That definitely made his day. So it was cool. It was cool. I loved it, and thank you. 'Cause
Yeah.
that was all you.
So that was pretty cool. You had your brother's birthday the following day, so you weren't able to make the show. But I thought it was a pretty good show overall.
How was the main event?
Main event, it was good. I guess I can go through the show. I guess this was like the pre-match. Well,
They had 2 pre-matches, I heard, right?
no, one.
One.
I know when we got there. I mean, I had the line. I got there at like 5-ish, and the line was already up the block. Luckily, I had a friend of mine at the front. I got in. So I wasn't waiting too long, and then he had seats in the first balcony. So instead of second balcony, I sat with him on the first balcony and had great seats.
Right.
So sorry. Not sorry.
Nah. It's all right.
I mean, they're the same price, but yeah. So I invited a buddy of mine from college, and they had like a 30-inch screen that they were playing like the Jushin Thunder Liger Bryan Danielson match.
Okay.
So it was weird that we were all watching this small screen.
In the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this was like on their Titantron was like a 30-inch
What?
screen. Let me see if I can find a picture. It's on the Facebook. The opening match was Caprice Coleman versus. It was supposed to be Caprice Coleman versus Silas Young, but he came out, cut a promo that he wasn't doing the match and left. And then Jimmy Jacobs came out with one of like the decade's ring boys. I don't know the guy's name. He kind of looked like Kenny Omega. That's what I thought it was at first. But
Okay.
pretty quick match. But Caprice Coleman did some pretty cool high spots. Then the show started. There's a guy that always sits in the front row, streamer guy. Like he gets up right before
Yeah,
the show.
him I know.
He yells out, "Who wants streamers?" and he throws them at like different places in the crowd for people to have streamers for the show. And one guy like on the opposite side of the ring threw the streamer back at him and like hit him in the back of the head. So he called the guy out, and then the whole arena was chanting "Fuck him up, streamer! Fuck him
Yeah.
up!"
Yeah.
And then Carrie Silken had to calm them down, so that was pretty cool. I would hope that didn't. I don't know if that came out on air or not. If that was right before they went on the air, because that was before they did introductions. On each seat they had a flyer for the next show in Brooklyn,
Okay.
but they fucked up and put the wrong date on the flyer.
What date did they put?
I think they put it. I think it was. It's a Friday night, but they put the Saturday night
And what month is it in?
in August.
And we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make
So that was pretty
I
funny.
don't have any birthdays in August. I should be able to go. No family or friends. So we
So-
should be fine. When's the day of their pay-per-view?
June 22nd.
Okay. And obviously, since we can't order that on the network, we'll have to pay for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna charge like what, $20?
Probably. So
It's about time,
they had a 6-man tag to open the show.
right?
It was ACH, Matt Taven and Tommaso Ciampa versus Forever Hooligan and Watanabe. That match was pretty good. The ROH
though,
guys
right?
went
Quick?
over. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now that they're like when they're on iPay-per-view, I guess they've been keeping their matches more like
Condensed.
yeah, because I know
Makes
back
sense.
in the day,
Makes
like
sense.
those shows would last like 4.5 hours,
Yes.
and it would get to the point where like every match is so fast paced that by the time you get to the main event, if it's
worn
not
out.
if it's not a fast, and I was like I left the show maybe around 11, and I went home and I knocked out. I was exhausted, but I mean that would happen back in the day. Like by the time you get to the main event, like usually there would be like a fast paced match before the main event, so then the main event would be a little slower and the fans would be out of it even if it was a good match. Like I know that happened a few years back with Nigel and Claudio. We started a USA chant during that match. Neither guy's American.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So I'm trying to remember. It was like about 10 or 11 matches.
Yeah, it was a long card.
Yeah,
It was a long card.
I think I put it up with last week's episode. So
And it's funny because when I was going through the stock reports, I saw the results, but I'm like, Bob's gonna recap it. I don't need to pull it up.
yeah. Okay. There was also Gato and Jado versus Roderick Strong and BJ Whitmer.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good match.
That I would have wanted to have seen.
I believe. Fuck, who went over on that one? I don't know. No, the ROH guys went over on that one. I think.
Speaking of which, word on the street is ACH and Steen got offered deals.
ACH didn't. Steen.
Steen and Willie Mack.
Yes.
And yes, last week I did say that Steen didn't get offered a deal. That's how fast shit changes.
Yeah. That was announced after the Ring of Honor show.
Yeah.
But Cedric Alexander was injured, so Okada was thrown into the main
To
event.
the main event.
Yeah, oh yeah, the show opened up with the Bullet Club coming out and cutting promos, and then Okada came out and Elgin came out, and then Nigel announced the triple threat, even though they showed the graphic before the show started, so we already knew. Jay Lethal and Kushida, that was a pretty good match. Jay Lethal went over, but they made it look like he was coming close.
What did he
of
win with?
the springboard into like the Ace Crusher.
He still does that?
Yeah.
Nice. I wish I would have seen that. I wish I would have seen that. Now I'm more mad than I already was on Saturday.
The Bullet Club versus the Briscoes, that was a pretty good match. It wasn't like brutal or anything, but it was a pretty good match.
Yeah, you were expecting it to be like a bloodbath, right?
Yeah, but the Bullet Club went over. They did the whole
Gals
respect.
getting married and we're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, they did the respect angle at the end, but Jay didn't want to shake their hand.
Right. I heard that.
King of Strong Style, Shinsuke Nakamura versus Kevin Steen. The crowd was hot for that match just because both their styles are stiff and hard hitting. So that was a pretty good match. That really got the crowd pumped, and that was the match before the intermission. When we came back, it was Tanahashi versus Michael Bennett.
When they do the pay-per-views, what happens during intermission?
I think they just showed that Daniel Bryan Liger match again, or usually they'll do recaps and shit like that. So when we come back, it was I get confused with all these names. Tanahashi versus Michael Bennett. That was a pretty good match.
Yeah, Bennett's a good worker. I like.
Yeah,
him.
I know there was a shitstorm because why is Bennett fighting this guy? I thought it was a great match.
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about that.
I thought Bennett looked great in the match, and even though Tanahashi went over, I mean Tanahashi's like the most popular guy over there.
Right.
So I wasn't. I mean, as much as I kind of wanted Michael Bennett to win, he didn't.
I thought he was gonna win.
I thought so too, just because all the hype around it. I
thought Bennett was gonna win.
I thought he was gonna be like the heel win for that
I think
match.
it would have benefited more because of all the shit everybody was talking.
Yeah. Match of the night: Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks for the ROH tag titles.
I figured as much.
Red Dragon won the belts.
Right.
There was one awesome spot where he threw the guy into one of the Red Dragon guys into the other, and he caught him like in a tombstone position, but he was kind of dazed, and they super kicked him into tombstoning his own opponent, his own partner. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Tom Lawler was in their corner. He at the beginning of the match when he was leaving the ring, one of the Young Bucks kicked the rope and it hit him in the nuts, and then he shook the rope.
Right.
But I mean, he had a great time. He's a big wrestling fan, so I'm sure he suggested those spots.
Yeah.
They came out with the banner, kind of like the MMA fighters do, and he had it over the rope. But that was a really good match. I might, if I get the show, I'll definitely let you watch it. Liger versus Adam Cole, pretty good match. I mean, the crowd was kind of down, but it was following that Red Dragon Young Bucks match, so it wasn't going to be on that level.
Right.
But it was still a really good match. Adam Cole went over with the figure four, and at the end of the match, Liger went to shake his hand, and he didn't do the handshake. So
Did Liger hit the Liger bomb?
yeah,
Did he do the 450?
no.
Not surprised.
I mean, he's 49 from what I hear. Mm-hmm. And then in the main event, AJ went over against Elgin and Okada. That was also a really good match. I know Elgin's getting the title shot at the ROH pay-per-view, but he did take the fall, but it was after taking both their finishers.
He's taking the title shot against New Japan or against
Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
But he took both. Like he took Okada's finisher. AJ knocked Okada out the ring, gave him the Styles Clash, and then pinned him. So it made sense that he took both finishers before taking the fall.
Right.
So then after the match, AJ was celebrating, and Adam Cole came out and knocked all three guys out.
And AJ's
with
going
his
back
belt.
to New Japan now.
Yeah.
Right.
But Adam Cole knocked all three guys out with his belt. So, pretty good show. And then I heard that after the show, they showed a commercial for the pay-per-view.
Okay.
That Christopher Daniels is going to be at the pay-per-view.
Right, now that he's a free agent.
And so is Kaz, but they didn't show Kaz's face, but they showed the Kazmania shirt, but they censored Kaz. So I'm looking forward to Bad Influence being at the pay-per-view. That'll be good.
Fun. And Daniels is excited to be working the independents.
Yeah, and I'm guessing Young Bucks dropped the ROH titles because they're going back to Japan as well. But it was cool to see them finally win those belts because they were there a couple years ago, but didn't win
then
them
that
before.
means they're going to do Bad Influence versus Red Dragon.
Oh, that should be good. And the Briscoes.
Right. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
And then what's the Brooklyn show then?
They haven't announced anything yet. That's in August.
Okay.
But overall, really good show.
Sounds like it. I
mean, the tickets aren't that expensive. If they ever come,
definitely worth it.
If they ever come to your town, definitely check them out. They come to New York once every 3-4 months.
Just about. They're here like 2 to 3 times a year.
There was a period where they were only here like twice a year.
Yeah.
And there was a point when they were here like every 2-3 months.
Yes.
When they would do like Final Battle, then February, then May, then August. Like they would do shows consistent.
was running the joint for a hot minute.
They would be really consistent. So I know there was a point where I was going to almost every show, and then like 2009, I kind of fell off a bit. Then I went back like 2011, started going back again, and I've been trying to make it to some of these shows. Mm-hmm. But a really good show.
Let me know because I was waiting till today to see if it's on PSN yet.
The World of the Worlds?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I'll probably.
I don't know how it works.
I'll probably get the Toronto show.
I have the Toronto show. I can give that to you.
Do you have Sheik for me?
I forgot to put it on my computer.
Don't worry about it when you get a chance.
But I guess if you get World of Worlds, then I can get that from you, and I'll give you Global
Right.
Wars. Yeah.
Right, we could do that. Oh no, if I get it on my PS3, you can't get it.
Oh,
You
that's.
can't copy it. Otherwise,
It's 15 on Ustream.
Otherwise, you would have had those Raws.
Yeah.
That I bought from PSN, like ages ago. What was I gonna say? Sounds like a fantastic show. I'm definitely interested in going to the Brooklyn one. I definitely want to see their first pay per view in quite some time.
Yeah.
So I'm
well, this
definitely-
will be their first live pay-per-view
live
ever.
pay per view rather. Because all the other ones were.
I
taped
mean, I
back
wish
in
they
the
would
day.
have pushed the pay-per-view a little more on this show, since they did have an audience for it.
Right, because the pay per view's in June.
Yeah,
said,
a
right?
month away. The June 22nd.
Oh, so then I don't know why they didn't.
I mean, the only thing they really pushed was Adam Cole.
They should have been promoting that shit like it was the network.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah. I mean, besides, as far as I know, all I know is the title match and Bad Influence.
Okay.
That's all I know for the show so far.
I mean, well, either way, it's not gonna be a bad show. So
Yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense.
I mean, I like Elgin, but I'm not like crazy about him. Like, I mean, he's really impressive as far as like strength wise. But
Right.
Okada is tall as fuck. I didn't realize that till I saw him in there with those two
He
guys.
doesn't look it.
He looks like I didn't get to see him up close, but he looks like he could be like a few inches taller than me.
And I've seen him wrestle on YouTube. He doesn't look tall.
I mean, maybe next to AJ and Elgin, he looked like
AJ's your height and your average height.
AJ. I mean, he looked like a fucking towered over them. Like
Really?
he could be like 6'3", 6'4".
Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, compared to the rest of the Japanese guys, like the picture with me and
That's true, because a lot of guys in Japan are on a smaller scale.
yeah, Tanahashi looked like he's a few inches shorter than me. Like, Cole and Lethal were way smaller than.
Yeah, Lethal was like what, 3 inches taller than me?
Yeah. And
Cole, too.
Cole, you can see the significant difference between Cole and I.
Between all three of you, honestly.
Yeah.
And of course, Kurt Bauer didn't help. But he was a moderator, so it was all cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I you know, I enjoyed it Friday. I was like, if I do anything, then definitely gotta do this.
Yeah.
It was super cool. It was super cool. Definitely looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Where in Brooklyn are they gonna be?
Cyclones. Something with the Cyclones.
They're gonna be outdoors?
I think so. I can send you a picture of the flyer I have at home.
Okay.
I also got a flyer for Ace.
Yeah.
I think it was one of the guys on the flyer they gave. It was a big guy. He might have been on the flyer, but he had a hat on, and he was, because I said, "Oh, my boy that does a podcast with me, he's announcing for them," and he was like, "Who?" And I was like, "Cheyenne." He was like, "Oh, okay, I know him." So I forgot his. I don't. If I see the flyer, I might recognize him.
John Harder was a white guy.
He looked like a heavy Spanish guy.
Heavy Spanish guy. Maybe it was Shady.
Maybe.
Yeah, it could have been Shady. It could have been.
I also got a flyer for the TNA show coming up. And there was another guy that handed out like a full page flyer for that Jersey Shore show that I showed you with Tony Atlas and
Tito
Teddy
Santana
Hart.
on it? I'm gonna go to the.
I had like a little
show.
collection of flyers.
I'm gonna bring Tony Atlas a big. Bowl
I got the
of
program.
chitlins.
I got the program from the War of the Worlds show.
Uh-huh.
So I also got I bought an autographed picture. It was Okada, Nakamura, and Tanahashi.
Okay.
And I basically had to buy it to get the picture with Tanahashi, but it was worth it.
Right. You didn't get to meet Liger?
No, that the line for that meet and greet was ridiculous.
Okay. Makes sense. Makes sense.
But
'Cause
I think he does.
That's the one that I wanted.
He does. I think. I mean, from what it sounded like, they want to come back.
Okay.
Because I know Tanahashi was saying he wants to come back.
How was their English?
He's
The
Tanahashi had
ones
like
you met.
Tanahashi had like broken English. He was like, "Nice to meet you."
Mm-hmm.
That they wanted. He announced at the end of the show that they wanted to come back. So, I mean, I could see them doing something in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, I know one of the guys that I
Maybe
was
for the year ends.
one of the guys that I was with. He was saying that the Japanese guys surprisingly weren't getting that many people going to them for autographs and pictures. And he was like, the most of them were going to like Steen and Cole, and I was like, that makes no sense.
No sense at all.
Because those guys are there every show. Like, you don't know when you're gonna meet Okada and Tanahashi and Nakamura and all these guys again.
Well,
I mean,
also remember Japan doesn't want you to leave Japan.
Mhm.
So it wasn't like anybody was going to flee to come to New York to see the New York guys.
yeah.
So,
But I'm saying, like, as far as like,
New York fans, however,
if it wasn't for
Wrestling fans,
if it wasn't
however-
for that long line, I would have taken advantage. He said one of my friends got a picture with Nakamura because nobody was doing it, so he was just taking $5 for picture and autograph.
Holy shit!
If I would have known, I would have ran down there. But I don't know.
I've never heard of a $5 charge.
It baffles me that if you're seeing these guys that okay, what are the chances that they never come back to the States again?
Yeah.
You know, like Misawa did one show in
How
New
much
York.
was I telling you when I thought I was going to go to the show that I wanted Liger's autograph?
Yeah, I wanted
I was making that my business.
like I wanted Liger, Okada, Tanahashi, and Nakamura. Those are like the 4 guys I really wanted. Because even then, like the American guys from Japan, I'm sure I'll have a chance again. Like the Bullet Club guys, Gallows,
right.
Anderson, Bucks, Forever Hooligans. I was
Right.
like, I'm sure they'll be back again. I already met AJ. We got Adam Cole and Jay Lethal the night before.
Right.
I'm sure Steen will be at every other show. So
Yeah, that sucks ass.
if I would have known, I would have taken advantage and gone down there and met the Japanese guys.
You know, sometimes wrestling fans, we could be jaded.
Mm-hmm.
There is more wrestling than WWE than Ring of Honor.
Mm-hmm.
Familiarize yourself with that and
Yeah.
take advantage. If a wrestler is from another country, whether you know him or not, even if you want to sell it later, just
Yeah.
take it. Just take the opportunity.
Well, that's why I'm happy I at least got the picture. Tanahashi was doing it after the show.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me take advantage. I got that. I have like that one autograph picture. I'll send you a picture of it tonight. I haven't posted it.
I was wondering if you did that before or after the show because you look spent.
That was after.
You look worn. I was like, you go looking like that?
I look worse than he did, but
Yeah. You look perfectly fine.
Oh,
you
'cause
look
he-
like you wrestled on Broadway.
he wrestled right after the intermission, and that was after the show. So I went down. I did my picture in front of the ring, and then I did the picture with Tanahashi.
Yeah, it sounded like a fantastic show.
Yeah. I mean, they do get tiring, and like the chairs weren't comfortable. I had one guy leaning on my chair. Ponytail guy. There was a guy. He was drunk out of his mind,
Oh no, I hate that.
and he was standing like at the front of the balcony, and we couldn't see. So my friend Joey told him to sit down, and then he got in Joey's face, but he didn't say anything to him. He went back over. So another one of my friends threw a pen cap at the guy. So I got a
Nice.
picture of him turned around. I'll show you the picture,
Nice. Screw him.
but I was like, he's gonna fall off the balcony any minute now. But he was really fucked up, and we started chanting "sit down," like for him to sit down. He was a jerk. But because I saw him walking around during intermission, like stumbling, and I was like, this guy's no good,
Toasted.
and just fucks up the experience. And
Yeah.
but other than that, great show. Also, after the
I hate
Kevin
fans
Steen
like that,
match,
so it gets me a little.
he did. I guess he was like kind of teasing that he was going to take a break, and then Silas Young came out, confronted him. He basically told Steen, "Oh, you're the only other," because his gimmick is that he's like a real man. So he's like, "You're the only other real guy here." I forgot what he said. Like that, like that our TV champion walks around with a little faggot, and like he was going on and like all these
I'm
people.
guessing that next month will be his last appearance.
Well, that's what it kind of built towards.
Obviously.
Because he said, "Oh, your son's gonna be a pussy like you," and then Steen went off on him. And he did like a fucking swanton onto like all the referees and officials holding him back on the floor. So that was pretty cool. But I'm guessing he'll probably face Silas Young at the pay-per-view, and then
then-
that'll be his last match. I mean, if he
He's gonna
did,
tear that shit up.
if he got signed, then congratulations. I mean, I know
just
at first,
Hope for the best.
I mean, at first they didn't sign him because of his size, but he did lose noticeable amount of weight.
He lost a decent amount of weight, a presentable.
Because I know like Jim Cornette would always get at him for being fat and like look sloppy, and he did at that time.
But he was still a great worker.
No, he was a great worker, but
You know?
look kind of like Joe. Like Joe's also put on a lot of weight, but he's still a great worker.
Yeah, but Joe's gotten out of control.
Yeah.
The Samoa Joe that we know of.
But Steen,
Was in
I mean,
shape.
Steen did put on a lot of weight, but he did lose it.
Right. What's Samoa Joe's excuse?
TNA.
Yep.
I mean,
But if they're not paying him, then he shouldn't be eating so much.
yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, I know he was saying with Sami Zayn or Generico, he was saying he should take off the mask and put on some weight.
Right.
And he didn't want to do that in Ring of Honor. He's like, well, look at that. He listened to my advice, and now he's in WWE.
Exactly. What does that tell you, Joe? I wonder what happened when they were negotiating back in 2011.
With who?
WWE and Joe.
Probably the look.
You think so?
Yeah.
Austin endorsed him.
Mick Foley's been endorsing him since he got him. He was endorsing him in Punk since day one.
Mick Foley's been in love with Colt Cabana lately. I don't know what the hell his deal is. Not saying that he's not right,
Yeah.
but I just never seen him promote somebody so much.
I mean, Cornette also said like funny don't draw money, and that's why like him and Colt don't like each other.
Yeah. Well, Colt apparently has heat with more guys than we expect.
Yeah.
Like Cornette, Regal, right?
That one, does he? He did a 2-part interview with him.
No, not Regal. Somebody. Who was it with Colt? It just came out. It'll come to me.
Yeah.
It'll come to me. We're going to take a break.
All right.
When we come back, we're going to talk the history of general managers. That's a fun topic.
All right.
I think we should bring that up. When we return, the history of general managers, because the countdown poll came out. The greatest general manager of all time. There's some notable omissions. There's some notable people that shouldn't be on there, if you ask me. We'll talk about that when we come back. Talk your network schedule tonight. I'm excited. WrestleMania 5 Rewind. I'm not going to see it till like 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But be fun.
Do you think they pushed it back so it would land on today?
Yeah, I was thinking about that this morning.
Like, it hit me today. I was like, makes
I was thinking
sense.
about that this morning, like, oh.
But then
Maybe
wouldn't
they'll
they
do
have
a graphic?
Huh?
Maybe they'll do a graphic.
I mean, I would have then. I mean, if they were gonna do it for Macho, then why didn't they just?
WrestleMania 4.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Why didn't they use 4? Because that's the one where he went over.
Bastards. Fucking Vince. Get over it, whatever it was.
That's why you lost $340 million.
That's why. You're burying Savage.
We'll be back. Remember when I used to do commercials during the theme songs? Yeah, I don't feel like doing one. Alright.
And we're back. Bull Dick. Real quick before we talk general managers, I'm just gonna give you guys a spoiler alert. The season finale of Legends House. They're all gonna
Is
kill
this-
Tony Atlas.
Is this my idea?
They're all gonna kill Tony.
Well, I think
Atlas.
they're gonna see a blonde woman from the distance. They think it's Stacy. That's her name, right?
Ashley.
Ashley, Stacy, whatever.
I'm still waiting to see Jimmy Hart and Ashley headline WrestleMania. Still waiting for that.
And as she gets closer, it's gonna be Lana. And she's gonna introduce Rusev to crush Tony
And they
Atlas.
all turn heel and join Rusev, and then he's dead. And that's gonna be the season finale. Notice we haven't seen Tony Atlas at the Hall of Fame. We haven't seen him.
Was he not at the signing for the Legends House? Didn't you say he was?
No, he was the only one that wasn't there.
He's gonna be at that Jersey Shore show.
Maybe it'll be Saba Simba.
Maybe.
Maybe. But
That's
yeah.
Jamal Jackson's favorite.
That's not Saba Simba. That bastard. General managers. And we were having this little discussion. So I'm going to start off like this. WB Countdown did the poll for the greatest GMs of all time, which is a role that WB ruined.
Whoa.
What? Whoa? What?
I'll leave that in there just because it sounded weird as fuck. Wait, why do I have an echo?
Yeah, it sounds weird as fuck, and then the viewers are going to complain. We're going to lose our 4 fans.
Let me get rid of this echo. Be right back, folks. Wow, we haven't heard that one in a while.
And we're back, and don't worry, Bosch was not attacked by Rusev for all of his smack talk. He's fine. WWE released a poll, for the next countdown episode of greatest general managers, a role that I feel WWE has ruined. And the choices were like Maddox, AJ.
There was like 15 choices.
Really? Out of 10?
There was more than 10.
That's strange.
I think I sent them to you in the text yesterday.
And the most notable omissions that the two of us brought up were, well, I brought up Angle, and you brought up Flair.
Well, I mentioned Angle. I mentioned Angle.
Angle and Flair were the two that you brought up, and then we were countering back and forth. I don't think Flair...
Okay, here. You put Stephanie,
Right.
Eric Bischoff,
Right.
Teddy Long,
Right.
Vicky Guerrero,
Right.
Brad Maddox,
Right.
the coach. You mentioned Adam Lee, but he wasn't on the list.
But that's wrong,
Then the ones that I listed, the rest that were on the list. It was Stone Cold,
right?
the anonymous Raw GM,
Eh,
Zack Ryder,
Eh.
Mick Foley,
Eh.
William Regal,
eh,
Bret Hart,
eh.
John Laurinaitis,
Eh.
Shane McMahon, Paul
Eh.
Heyman, and AJ Lee.
Shane was a GM of what?
I don't know.
Wasn't he like the Raw GM? Like right after WrestleMania 25 when he was teaming with Vince and Triple H, or like
I honestly don't remember.
Regal was a good GM.
Yeah, Regal was good. I mean, he had already.
Johnny Ace was good.
Regal had the previous role as commissioner a few
Right.
years earlier.
Foley was a GM of what? The Saturday Morning Slam thing.
Was he not SmackDown GM? Then why didn't they throw Booker in there? Booker was SmackDown GM.
I mean, to me, the number one is Eric Bischoff.
I voted for Bischoff.
That's the number one choice of all time.
Well, that's what I voted for.
Like that, nobody did that role as good as Bischoff and Stephanie at that time.
Well, Bischoff did that role before Vince did. The evil owner, or the evil boss.
Right.
He did it before Vince.
Oh well, yeah, that's of course. But in terms of general managers, the top
Did
of
you
their
hear
hand.
any of his 4 parts on the Steve Austin show?
I actually, what I do is if I can't catch it, because I listen to him on my iPod. And,
Yeah.
I can't. Other than when I'm here, I can't listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a channel on YouTube that puts clips of it up.
Okay.
So I've heard clips of his and Brett's and Jericho's with Austin because that's the one I'm really into.
JR is gonna have JR put up a lineup of a bunch of guys he's having on his show.
Yeah, he's having what?
AJ
Goldberg,
Sting,
AJ
Goldberg.
Sting.
I heard that Goldberg's gonna have his own podcast.
I didn't hear that, and I hope he doesn't. I feel like there's too many as it is.
I mean, but he's not. I mean, when you look at the list of Austin, JR, Jericho, Piper, even non-podcast one guys, Jim Cornette, Conan, like all these guys are known for being good on the mic. I don't see Goldberg as somebody who can.
I mean, I
And
did
he
hear
blocked me on
parts of
Twitter.
the Bischoff deal talking. I heard him talking about Glacier. I heard him talking about Brett.
Yeah.
I heard him talking. It was Glacier Brett. I heard him talk about breaking up the Wolfpack and doing the angle
Yes.
of Wolfpack and versus Black and White. And I heard him talk about Sting going to WWE.
Yeah.
But I didn't finish the 3-minute clip because I was like, I gotta go to fucking bed.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like a really good interview. What
Yeah.
I like is when he's. What I like is.
I know one of them was like answering questions from emails.
Yeah, Austin. What I like about Austin is that Austin is more likely to get somebody in the studio with him.
Yeah.
Or he's meeting up with somebody and gets it recorded. Versus I've heard Jericho's. Jericho will more often get somebody on the phone than in the studio. Jericho will fly people in a lot. I do know that. The last Austin one that I heard in its entirety was the Bruce Pritchard one.
Yeah.
In its entirety, and that one was a Skype call, but it sounded really really clear. But it seems like a really good one. The 2 that I want to hear right now that I'm dying to hear is
Piper's been having pretty. He had Jake last week.
How was that?
It was good.
Yeah.
He has Chavo this week. I haven't had a chance to listen to
Piper
it
and
yet.
Chavo?
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
I mean, Piper have history with like the Guerrero family.
Yes,
When
he
he did
does.
he always mentions doing the
With
cucaracha.
Hector and Mondo.
Yeah, so
Um,
he'll probably get into that a bit.
JR has an ESPN broadcaster on, and apparently it's very informative for those who want to get in that field like me.
Yeah.
So I want to hear that one. And apparently, whoever's after that, I can't remember who it is, but whoever comes on the week after is the one I want to hear.
After on JR's?
Whoever's the week after that. And then I heard the Shawn Michaels one was good.
Yeah, Sean was good.
What'd they talk about?
Like they mentioned that the decision for the streak was made like
Right.
4 hours before.
Right.
Robert Flores, that's the one you want to hear?
Yeah.
After that, he has Jim Cornette.
That's the one I want to hear. The two of them. And to bring it back into the GM combo, I thought Angle was. I didn't understand why he wasn't ruled off.
Uh-huh.
I guessed TNA, but I didn't guess TNA. I was really concerned with why he was ruled off because I thought in his short time period he was.
I thought he was
cool.
pretty good.
I thought he was good in his short time period. He was only like from April
I mean, if
to
they
what,
put,
August?
I like Ryder, but if they put Ryder for what that one Zach
Ryder
Gallen-
was on one episode. Like Ryder didn't make sense to me. AJ didn't make sense to me. Who else did I bitch about in that text?
What about Anonymous Raw GM? I mean, Foley.
The anonymous Raw GM though, even though they
think they
killed
have-
it,
they-
that made sense.
They had Brett on there. Brett was only GM for what, like a
Brett
month?
to me doesn't make any sense being on there. I don't remember Shane being GM, so that doesn't make sense to me.
I thought.
The fact that there's more than 10 choices doesn't add up to me.
All right, let's try to narrow it down to 10 choices. Bischoff,
Stephanie,
Stephanie,
Teddy Long,
Vicky,
Vicky, Johnny Ace,
Heyman.
Regal.
Did we say Heyman?
Yeah, Heyman was just your sixth thumb,
Okay, Regal.
right?
If we're not counting Vince and Flair. Angle.
I guess Foley for Saturday Morning Slam
Okay.
because he ran that whole show.
Okay. We have 2 more choices left as far as who's going to make the
I'm
top.
honestly trying to think SmackDown,
I mean, Teddy Long's been...
the longest tenure.
Yeah.
Raw's been the one that changes them every damn week.
Anonymous, no.
Anonymous should be on the list. We didn't
Yeah.
put him. Anonymous was good. They just killed it. They just ruined it.
Yeah.
And rounding out the number 10 pick is going to be... I got one. JBL is NXT general manager,
I was going to say that.
which he does very well.
I'm guessing that's excluding the guest GMs? Unless they do
the
like
best guest GMs have been, Bob Barker was good. Ozzy Osbourne was okay.
I enjoyed Shaq.
Shaq was good. Trump, when he did it, was okay.
Trump was the first one because he
Trump
bought
was the
he
first
bought
one
the
because he bought it.
WWE.
Because he bought it.
Wait, was it that he bought WWE or he bought Raw?
He bought Raw. He bought Raw.
He didn't want SmackDown.
He didn't want SmackDown. He couldn't get that at his price. Plus, it wasn't live.
What about ECW general managers? Armando,
No.
Tiffany.
No.
You don't think Taryn Terrell was a great GM?
No. I don't.
You don't?
I'm sorry. Who else was running ECW?
I can't.
Isn't that it?
Yeah.
That's it, right? Jesus.
What was last week's countdown again? The ladder matches?
I haven't seen it yet, though, but I heard it was better than we thought, right?
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, it was cool to see all the highlights from all
And
those
tonight
matches.
is the debuts.
Best debuts?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get to see the trailer because I want to see it for the choices, but, I think Rock's going to win.
Survivor Series 96?
Yeah. I don't think he's the best
Jericho?
one of all time.
Jericho?
I don't know the choices.
Oh.
Well, the greatest WWE debut of all time is either Taker or Jericho.
Yeah.
One of those are fine. WCW debuts of all time,
Hall?
it's got to be Scott Hall. It's got to be Scott Hall. Scott Hall or, no, because Luger was a re-debut.
Yeah. I mean, technically Hall was too, but...
Oh, Kurt Hennig. Because when Kurt Hennig came out at the end of that Nitro, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a big deal when that happened. So, yeah, Hall or Hennig, I guess. Or 7. Do you remember 7?
Anyways,
What? You don't remember 7? Oh my god, how am I forgetting the Demon? The Demon! The Demon or 7 is 1 or 2.
okay.
That would have been a fantastic tag team. With a badass entrance. I think 7 is number 1. Hi, I'm 7. They got me running around playing trick or treat, dressing up like Uncle Fester for all you kids. 7 is number 1.
Glacier.
Nope, 7 beats the crap out of Glacier. You know that suit costs like almost $1 million.
I think it was Don Tony said that Adam Rose looked like a mix of I guess Raven when he was Scotty the Body and Canyon.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like a vampire, right?
Yeah, he has a little Twilight-ish thing
Yeah.
to him. He's just too orange for it, but he's got like a little... he's got a different look to him other than a fucking...
Fake Russell
trippy-
Brand.
A fake Russell Brand. Yeah. They should have Russell Brand come out one day and beat the shit out of him. Just Russell Brand. This, you stole my look! How dare you! Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit! I don't know, something. It's a terrible impression.
That was pretty good, actually.
Oh, okay. If we get tweets about my impression being
It was
good,
better
I
than
get it.
Stephanie's bad news impression last
She
night.
did that?
You didn't see it on the...
I knew. I remember I read that, so I didn't
Okay.
bother watching the video.
Well, she said, I'm afraid I have some, and then she showed like a clip. It was just like a quick montage of Barrett saying, I've got bad news over and over again. Then she did it with like a shitty English accent. Then she mentioned.
Oh no.
Then she asked who should the champion be, and she said Kane, and everybody booed. She's like, "What about Bad News Barrett?" Everybody cheers. She's like, "Oh, you guys are so predictable because he's from England,
Yeah.
right?" And then she mentioned no. Then she said Batista,
Yeah.
and then she mentioned Triple H, and then she said she wasn't gonna strip Daniel Bryan of the title
Then she requested that
for
he.
him to come back
to come
out
back
next.
and
So I think
drop him.
they can prolong this.
I do
throughout
that
the
now at my
injury.
job. When my bosses ask me to do something, I just tell them, well, if you think I'm going to do that, then I'm afraid I've got some bad news. I just hit them with that, and they look at me like, what? And then that's my catchphrase, and I'm like, I wish it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a moment in time that I can't
So
get
what did you think of last week's Legends House? That was the one with the art show.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Just well, Mean Gene's arm.
I mentioned this a few weeks ago, and you didn't notice it. Now you notice it.
Well, sorry that he was working out with a short sleeve shirt and that thing was there. I felt bad. It was huge. It looked prosthetic at some points.
Yeah.
Even my
I've noticed-
my mom was the one that actually pointed it out.
I've noticed it like I've seen previous interviews, like when he's wearing the suit, like his that hand is like doesn't move, and like he would keep his arm like really stiff. So I don't know what the deal is.
Well, if
with
you
that.
Google it, nothing comes up.
No.
The one thing that
The
came
one thing
up
that
was,
was like liver,
torticulitis.
Yeah, something with like his liver with
The
drinking.
blood flow. I mean, considering how swollen it is,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a blood flow issue.
I mean, I did notice it like in the beginning of the show, and I said, "What's wrong with his arm?" And
The one that I saw was his knees because he's always wearing the shorts.
yeah, but like they just look really scabbed up, isn't he?
Yeah, it was nice to see the other legends mess with each other
Yeah.
for once, because like Patterson and Gene got into it during the painting stuff.
Uh huh.
I don't know where Tony Atlas thought he was going by making chitlins and bull dick for everybody,
Bull dick.
and then Jimmy Hart just being Jimmy Hart. I don't know, man. He's another one. He's gonna get killed on the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
What else was there that went down? Still convinced that Jimmy Hart hates
If we
that
have
show.
our own studio, I want that hand. That hand.
I didn't see it on eBay. I tried to find it.
It was pretty cool though. It was just
Saw
to have
another
all
pair
that-
of flare boots for $3,000.
Yeah.
But no Legends House, no Legends Expression. What else was there that I enjoyed? The water thing.
The water aerobics.
Yeah, the water aerobics. That instructor, her and Pat Patterson, brother, in a New York City street fight.
Pat Patterson, of all people, to make fun of her accent and not understanding what she's saying.
His accent's not that bad to me. He just talks fast. But he was like, yeah, but baby, yeah. He was great. He was awesome. That was cool. I enjoyed the art gallery segment. That was cool.
Yeah.
Tony Atlas not wanting to help the legends was probably the worst thing he could have done.
Yeah.
Like, that didn't help his situation.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looked bad as far as I'm concerned when he did that.
Yeah.
In terms of his painting, would you have bought it, Bosch?
No.
Listen, I respect the legends, and I respect Tony Atlas.
You respect the legend.
But I don't know about that clown painting. It looked really depressing. It
was a nice painting. I just don't know if I would hang it up. It's not something that I would want in my house.
I would hang it up.
Like, artistically, it was nice. I mean, I guess we're comparing it to, like, everybody splashing paint on a fucking canvas. And he was the only one that actually took the time to...
They made the thing where the guy
parrot?
comes out of nowhere and goes ahead and says that it was a bullfight.
Yeah.
That was actually a nice painting.
Yeah.
The finger
And then
painting
Patterson...
with the
I think
WWE logo
who was
in the
it
middle.
that did the bird?
That was Okerlund and Patterson.
They did...
That was okay. That was okay. The handprint one was great.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about that green one was that they put the WWE logo in the middle.
Yeah.
Or tried to. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, I didn't like that one
I
either.
didn't like that they did that.
I like that the guy was able to find some interpretation of that bullfighting one.
I was just like, where the fuck did you get that?
Bull dick.
Yeah, go figure. Bull dick.
Yeah, they have. I'm gonna go to Western Beef and find out if they have bull dick.
That's a good. They probably do, because their meat market's fucking huge.
You guys have bull dick.
Yeah. Hey, any bull dick for sale? Is it $1 a pound? No. And then the black and white photos were pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they were personalized. I wish that was something we could experience. I'm just excited for this. I just love that show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't you know what number one was?
Main event.
Yeah, main event was number one last week. I know Cesaro was on. I don't know who wrestled.
Yeah.
But this week it's Titus O'Neil and Big Show for like the fourth time. they wrestled in like the last 3 months.
I watched some of like the '94 Raws.
That's not a good year. I haven't watched any '94 Raws yet on purpose.
I don't know if did I talk about it on the... No, I talked about it with you on Friday. Because I was like, I remember talking with you. It was in the text.
Yeah,
like,
it was at the dinner.
the dinner. But it was the 10-man tag that didn't happen at...
Yeah. We were
at
talking about that
Mania.
for a while.
There was also Earthquake and Adam Bomb rematch.
Right, and then there was the sumo match you said you
Yeah,
saw.
I saw that one too. There was
Right.
like King of the Ring qualifying matches. I think
Right.
it was like Bam Bam and...
Has Savage left
Sparky
yet
Plug.
on where you're up to? Has
No, he's
Savage
still
jumped
there.
ship yet?
No, he's still there.
What month are you up to?
It was leading into...
It's
King of
past
the Ring.
WrestleMania. Leading into King of the Ring?
Yeah, so like May, June.
And he leaves in like the fall, right? Because he's on that Survivor Series.
Yeah.
October of '94.
No, he wasn't in that Survivor Series. He was in '93, not '94. He definitely wasn't on '94.
He has to be on the '94.
Why is Damien Sandow as Sherlock Holmes on Main Event? That's the first thing that came up on my Instagram.
Oh no. No, he has to be on the '94. You know
Yeah.
why? No, I'm using your phone to search.
On '94 Survivor Series?
Yeah. What's the main event for that?
That was... I can go through that whole card.
Go for it.
Okay, it was the bad guys versus the Teamsters. Then there was the Clowns versus the Kings team. There was the USA team.
Oh, is that the Chuck Norris one?
Yes. He was at 93. He was a surprise in 93.
Right, but so Crush was heel already at that time?
In 93? I think he turns on him after.
That doesn't add up. That doesn't add up then.
Yeah. Look, let me see.
I'm already on the page. No, not event. I want the results. Yeah, you're right.
I'm always right.
You're right. On this show. So then Crush already turned heel.
Uh-huh.
Then they did Survivor Series. Then they fought at Mania 5 months later.
I believe so.
Why do I remember Crush going heel first?
Was he heel at the Rumble? Yeah.
Right.
Was he?
I don't remember.
But I know Savage was still there.
Anybody want to tweet us and help us out?
And there was also
Well, me apparently, because I'm always fucking wrong on this show.
there was a vote for thought it was pretty funny. I think I posted it on the Instagram. Did you see that?
What? What on the Raw?
For the vote line, who should the Quebecers defend their titles against next week? The Bushwhackers, Men on a Mission, or the Smoking Guns? Hey, you can call 1-900-420-VOTE. Calls cost $1.49 for the first minute, 99 cents for each additional minute.
Kids, get your parents' permission before calling.
So, first of all, I don't know how many minutes it takes to vote. I mean, I was...
Well, remember you were dialing the hotline at that time.
Yeah. And I'm
And
guessing they probably have every team cut a promo before you vote.
Yeah, A, you also would be on hold. And
Yeah.
B, there was like,
I once called the hotline for my mom's old job, just for like 20 minutes, but nobody ever found out.
I was never allowed to call the hotline. My parents did
I
not
did it from
trust
her
me.
job.
My parents did not trust me, and they felt like if I called the hotline, the phone bill would be sky high.
And it would.
That's not true.
I always wanted to call during like the pay-per-views when they were talking shit.
1-900-909-9900.
That's WCW.
Yes, but I got it. That's the one I remember. The number of times.
Yeah, I don't- yeah.
Everyone remembers that one. I saw a commercial the other day for the Hulk Hogan hotline,
Mm-hmm.
the WCW one. Wow, what a ripoff!
I also saw ECW, where it was
Right, they had the hotline, and the
Malenko and Guerrero.
Yeah,
That was a good match.
Oh yeah, that's on the Hardcore TV this week.
Yeah,
Do you want to know why I didn't watch that? Did they show it in full?
they showed it was the whole match was the show.
Okay, so then I have to watch it because those Hardcore TVs they
Yeah,
it's flashes and shit. Those are Mrs. Bliss episodes, man. I'm telling you. Those are the ones. And also, even though he wasn't general manager, we're omitting Jack Tunney from the list.
oh, he was the president.
He was the president.
So was Gorilla
So was Gorilla
and Piper.
and Piper. And then we had commissioners.
Speaking of King of the Ring qualifying matches, I was always curious, like, who we would, if the King of the Ring tournament would have continued, who we would have booked like in the last 10 years as King of the
Wow,
Ring.
that's a
those
good
years.
question.
So
Because we are almost in June. King of the
I mean,
Ring month.
even some King of the Rings that they chose are kind of questionable.
Oh, well, Billy Gunn.
Well, let's start with 93. I thought Brett was a good choice because he was leading back
Correct.
to going for the title. 94, I thought Owen was a good choice
Fantastic.
because he was feuding with Brett. He wanted to outdo Brett.
95 is Mabel, right?
Mabel.
I thought that was a good idea.
Really?
Yeah. I thought it was
If
a
they
good
didn't
idea.
go with Mabel, who would you? I think I would have gone with Shawn since he was kind of leading towards winning the title.
I would not have gone with Shawn because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Who else I would have picked? I would have had to look at the roster at the time.
Yeah.
But I think Mabel's a good choice. Remember, what killed the Mabel feud was Diesel, right? Diesel got him heat.
Yeah.
So that's what killed
And he
his
also
push.
crushed Undertaker's face.
Oh, that too.
Yeah.
But he didn't get any heat for that, though.
Oh, okay.
That I know of. I know that him and Diesel were beefing.
Uh-huh.
Because Mabel was supposed to win. And then Diesel was like, oh, click rules, buddy. Who was 96? Oh,
Austin.
Austin. 97 was Triple
Triple
H.
H.
And I don't think that it would have been better had it gone the
No,
original way.
I think it worked out
I think it worked
perfectly.
out just fine. 98 is
was-
Shamrock.
I think would you have gone with The Rock instead of Shamrock? Because the finals was him and The Rock.
I was happy when Shamrock won, but at that time I was like, well, I mean, he didn't do
It
anything.
didn't really
I
lead
was
to
a kid
anything.
when it happened, but even though I just kind of was like, well,
I
what
think The
happened?
Rock would have been a better
Yeah,
choice.
Rock might have been a better choice, and then the next year was Billy Gunn, right?
99. Who would you have booked in 99?
Val Venus.
Val?
Val Venus would have been my pick
Hmm.
for sure. 99? Hell yeah. Val Venus or X-Pac. One of the two.
Wasn't like the final four like all DX members?
The final four for 99, the Billy Gunn one, it was Billy Gunn and Rock in the finals, right?
No, it was Billy Gunn and Pac.
Right, but what?
And I
where
think
did
Road Dogg and China were in the final
what is
four.
where does the storyline come in where Rock and Billy Gunn fight for the King of the Ring crown in the
They
Kiss
didn't
My
fight for
Ass
the king,
match? Yes,
but
they
that
did.
wasn't for the crown.
That was, but the crown was involved. Yes, the crown was involved in that feud. Had something to do with it. It might have been just because of the Rock's promo, but
Yeah.
the crown was involved for some reason.
2000 was Angle. Angle was great choice.
Fantastic.
2001 was Edge.
Edge, fantastic,
2002 was Brock.
fantastic, and the last one, right? No, well, the last one for a couple of years.
Well,
Then
let's
we
let's
had
say if they
Punk.
would have kept it as a pay-per-view every year.
Who, for
2003?
2003?
Yes. I would have gone with Orton.
Orton or Jericho?
At that point, I don't.
Orton or Jericho? For real.
Okay.
Orton or Jericho?
I would have said Orton. Maybe 2004. Cena? No.
I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this. Sean O'Hare.
Sean O'Hare. No, was he still around in there? Or that he was
Oh no,
2003?
04, he's gone already.
Yeah.
I'm
He was 03.
Shelton Benjamin.
Shelton? That's not a bad choice.
And then him and Hoskins feuded. Next.
2005. Hassan.
Hassan. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we know
2006, right?
2006. That was post Eddie. That
Edge
was
is already Money in the Bank.
maybe Kenny from the Spirit Squad.
Kenny or Kane?
Kane.
Kane.
I would have got maybe
Would have had
Kenny,
another nasty ass heel turn.
Kenny or Johnny Nitro.
No, I would not have put Nitro next.
Really?
Kane or Kenny.
Okay.
07?
07.
Kennedy.
Kennedy? I can't disagree. Yeah, June of 07 was a tough time. 08.
Really? Why? 08. June of 08. Wait, Regal wins in 09, right?
Yeah.
And then he fucks it up. June of 08.
Who was hot in 08?
Flair, Michaels, Taker, Triple H, Cena, Orton.
MVP.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I could see MVP. Yeah, I could see that. Face or heel. I don't remember what he was doing, but you know.
09.
The Regal one, right?
Regal? Yeah.
Wasn't it Regal? Then didn't Punk win King of the Ring?
No, he beat Punk in the finals.
Punk in the finals. Somebody was after Regal, right?
Sheamus. No, we forgot about Booker. Booker won it in 06.
Right,
King
right.
Booker.
King Booker.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheamus had that hideous outfit.
I would have put Alberto over Sheamus that year.
For sure.
I thought
was
Alberto was
really upset when Sheamus won.
Yeah.
Really
And Yeah,
upset.
I think Alberto would have been great for that role.
Yeah.
That was 10.
2011. Oh, I mean, Wade Barrett.
Barrett? Yeah.
Yeah, Wade
12.
Barrett is the obvious choice.
I love how we're getting more recent and we can't think of anybody.
Yeah, I mean, well, that says something. Oh, you're not gonna like my choice. John Laurinaitis.
For 2012?
That would have been a good storyline.
Who would I have picked? Who was hot in 12? I can't think of anybody. Or Dolph?
I would have put Dolph for 2013.
2013 Dolph?
Dolph would have been my 2013 pick. For
Okay.
2012, I still say Johnny Ace.
I would say
they
Dolph.
definitely could have done a good angle with that.
I would have said Dolph for 2012. 2013 was this past year.
Dolph.
No.
Oh, but didn't Dolph win the belt?
Yeah, by that
So
point.
then no.
Either a Damien.
He won Money in the Bank. No. My pick is Kofi.
I would have said
Because I'm gonna pick somebody that needs it.
Damien. And
He won Money in the Bank. What more do you want him to win?
if there wasn't Money in the Bank,
That's not gonna happen. Money in the Bank.
If
Is
there
the
was
new,
King of the-
Money in the Bank is the new King of the Ring.
well, I'm saying if there wasn't Money in the Bank. Okay, and then for
then-
this year, I would say Cesaro or
King
Bo.
of the King of Swing. And the
Either
King of-
Cesaro or Bo. Just because I can see Bo can run with that gimmick.
I don't think Cesaro needs it, so yeah, Bo.
And Bo with that goofy smile of his, I think he could run with that gimmick. King Bo. Sir Mo, King Bo.
Yeah, Bo Dallas, because Cesaro doesn't need to win
Yeah.
anything other than the belt right now.
And I think
Not right now.
he's kind of got like that angle heel thing going where he
That
could have
cheesy
made it
deal,
work.
yeah,
Yeah, he could have made it work.
Nothing can.
Just with that
make
goofy
life
that
bad.
goofy smile of his with that crown, and I
Right.
think he could run with the gimmick.
Those are some good choices we laid out.
Yeah.
And how about this? What if you wanted to tweet us? Your
At
ideas.
4 Life Podcast.
What if you wanted to send us Instagram photos of your ideas?
At 4 Life Podcast.
And if you wanted to send us an email,
IV dot.
podcast.com.
Now I sound like my daughter. She calls it IV
And
Life
there's the
Podcast.
contact us section. But those are some good choices. Good way to wrap it up. What do we got going on this week in wrestling? Nothing, right?
Not really.
Next pay-per-view's not till June 1st.
Yep. Chicago.
Yeah. That crowd's going to be so rude.
Maybe they'll get married at Payback.
Oh my god. If Steph and Triple H renew their vows at Payback, that'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Just to fuck with them. That would be amazing. And I heard that the rematch is no holds barred. Elimination. I'm excited
Yes.
about that. It's going to be chaotic as fuck, but I'm excited about it. I'm a little sad there's no blood.
And Barrett, not Barrett.
Barrett RVD.
Barrett RVD. I'm guessing Alicia, Paige, Sheamus, Cesaro.
I don't think it's good for RVD to lose again. In my eyes,
He's in that Jericho position where he just comes back, loses,
yeah, but
arrive, job,
it's
leave.
not okay. But Jericho was having good matches every single time.
Yeah.
Not saying RVD hasn't, but he's been having these TV
Mm-hmm.
matches, so it's been quick. I don't think that's beneficial for Rob Van Dam to lose again. So the least they can make him do is win every week until then.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only 2 weeks
Mm-hmm.
left now after yesterday. So that's my opinion. He's definitely there to enhance guys like Jericho was, but like I'm saying, that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it is. I feel like we have something this week. This weekend?
Nope.
No, we don't. No.
Memorial Day
When is
weekend.
NXT Takeover?
That might be this week or next week.
Yeah, I think that's what's coming in my
Okay.
mind. Did you know that WCW did an internet pay per view
A while ago, yeah.
in '97 or '98?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I saw it on the network.
Damn, if we've had trouble with the network, imagine how that stream must have sucked.
On dial-up.
I can't even imagine.
On dial-up.
ECW had a bunch of those, like Cyber Slams.
Cyber Slams. Yeah, they were the first guys that I remember doing it.
Yeah.
I wonder if WWE has that in the library.
I don't
I
think
would
so.
love to see that.
Yeah.
I would love to see that. If they own WCW's library and WCW had the tapes rolling,
Yeah.
they gotta have it.
But I think...
Are the Cyber Slams on the network?
No. It's just the pay-per-views.
Nazis. We don't get Saturday Night's Main Event till July.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, not till July. Sucks. Well, folks, that concludes another edition of Tuesday Night Podcast. I, of course, am Lord Alfred Shays alongside Jesse the Bashi Ventura. And listen to your podcast.
You're listening to it
for life. So long, everybody.
Go ahead, pop off, me and my clique put on. I'm like a young McMahon, I'm here to get your bitch off. Like I'm Ric Flair, middle finger to the big boss. Man, aka police, guess I'm over your head like hit toss. Kill these niggas, that's no problem. Chill, these niggas want no problem. That chopper body like Hornswoggle, can't see you shot him like Sin Car. Roll it up, but that shit loud. It ain't mine if that shit not. Ladies hate when I rip rude, but they in love with this Jake ride. It's like nah, say hello to my python. I'm CM Punk with that mic, y'all. She go to sleep cause my pipe bomb. Winning, plus I be hurting feelings. Niggas is Curtis Sax, so my rap is like Kurt Hennig. And then, don't it? I'm such a charmer. Come Crown Vic, not talking whip, I'm thinking Lawler, cause I'm royalty. But we talking cars, it's not a problem. Just bought two big bodies, call them Kamala and Umaga. Why the? You're talking to the bad guy. My gang real, but I ain't never been no vampire. Look at all that ice he got on. Bigger than that icy title. Picking up my pill, man, cause I still feel like I'm flying Brian. Who high is higher? Who fly is higher? Life is a bitch, when you this rich is more than likely China. Get it? Strong ass hoe. Niggas say they want that smoke. Well, I'm Papa Shango. Cause I be higher, playing low. Get the ganja, no steamboat. And I'm fly as a crossbody, but I'm tired of saying so. So I do so with new producers and a slew of my latest verses. And a ruthless like Rusev move or be through with you niggas first. Get back to work. You're talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the... Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. I'm too sweet. I dare you niggas act fly. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Toothpick in your eye. I'm that guy. Hey, y'all. Look, something happened to these, something happened to you, okay? Hey, y'all. Don't look like no Daniel B where they seeing me as a goat. Look, hey yo. Something happened to these, something happened to you, okay? Hey yo. You counting your little B's, my nigga, my cheese mo. Can I bother you with this rhyming? Man, I father niggas with rhyming. Heard they talking right from the sideline, like a part of me been declining. Nigga argue often with liars. Beside that, I got no choice. Rather be Heath Slater before I make it as doink. My point, I'd rather job than have my morals expired. Niggas getting back they bribe, cause I ain't told in a while. Is you mad or not? Is you rapping her out? She wrapped my cigar, light it up because I'm grateful I just made it this far. God is pale in comparison, it's a shame, it's a problem. I'm so over forever, now make stadiums pop. Niggas tweet like they really real, but be faker than raw. Oh nah, they flaw. I got it, oh please, Dwayne Johnson been number 2 round these parts. Oh nah, you know why? Cause most of my OGs in the 80s made a movie with Rod. Stop. Stop talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the... Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. I'm too sweet. I dare you niggas act fly. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Yeah, Chico. Yeah, Chico, you're talking to the bad guy. Toothpick in your eye, boy, don't ask why.